Join us as we celebrate 40 years from Saturday's anniversary running of the All-State Sugar Bowl Crescent City Classic. You'll meet two inspirational heroes whose crossing of the finish line embodies the spirit of what the 10K has become over 4 decades. You'll see and learn more about the Classic's new face for the next 40 years and its Run For It charity program, and the Classic's desire that the entire race benefit local nonprofits, including a smackdown race for top fundraiser between a couple of old friends. We'll hear from the winners like Jake Robertson, whose back-to-back victory set a new course time standard, and a musical look back with the Boogie Wonder Band at the runners, the costumes, the party, and the people who make this day and this event a true gift.
I got a feeling, ooh, that tonight's gonna be a good night.
Springtime weather in New Orleans is all about timing, and I can't remember a more perfect day for the All-State Sugar Bowl Crescent City Classic than the 40th anniversary edition. And the cool weather allowed the world's elite runners to rewrite some of the record books. And PR's personal records were set throughout the field, as an estimated 25,000, maybe more, took part in running, walking, and celebrating this annual rite of spring. But as you'll see moving forward, the face of the Classic itself is changing, with a stronger focus on charity. Hello everyone, Mike Haas with Haas Communications, and welcome to a very laid-back look back at the All-State Sugar Bowl Crescent City Classic, the 40th anniversary. And what a great day, an awesome, gorgeous day where they had record-setting times, not just for the runners, but a record-setting day for the charitable component, that being the Run For It program. If you don't know much about the Run For It program, you will soon, as the Classic's new chapter is an intense focus on giving back to the community. The Run For It program is still relatively new, but it has grown in each of its 6 years. And after raising $750,000 last year for local charities, this year they set a lofty goal of $1 million. But like the many runners who had personal best days, so too the Run For It program.
We have infused $1,200,000 back into the New Orleans nonprofit community. Congratulations.
My goal was to finish it in an hour, and I finished it in 54 minutes and 58 seconds. So I beat my goal, and I'm extremely happy with that.
To better appreciate Brittany Grunberg's time, know this. When she was an 18-year-old active 3-sport athlete out of St. Charles Catholic High School, she contracted bacterial meningitis and practically overnight had one option: lose both legs from the knee down.
It was definitely hard. I won't say that it wasn't or that there wasn't hard times, but it's brought me to such an amazing place that I would never change what has happened to me.
She's run for the nonprofit 50 Legs, created by Steve Chamberlain in Florida, and has raised more than $100,000 in the last few years to help people get prosthetic limbs who might not be able to afford them. She opened her own prosthetic and orthotic business in Metairie, and she knows the money raised will change lives right here in the New Orleans area, as it did for her.
It's undescribable, really. It's the best feeling in the world, especially to see a little kid get a running leg for the first time. I lost my legs 13 years ago, but I just got my first pair of running legs 3 years ago. And my life changed since then, so I know how much it changes people's lives, and doing it for somebody else is just amazing.
The Run For It program selects qualifying charities in the fall, so this is important for nonprofits to start getting prepared soon. The Classic provides 100 or more bibs to the nonprofit, which then recruits people to participate and commit to raising at least $200. So the nonprofit has an opportunity to take part in something healthy and uniting. And the money, $20,000, possibly more, stays with the charity.
Every dollar that's raised in this race through this organization stays in the metro area, so congrats.
When Premier Automotive's Troy Duhan heard about the Run For It program and how his Giving Hope NOLA Foundation could get involved, he felt he was going to be part of something transformative for the Classic and local nonprofits. And despite getting involved late, Giving Hope NOLA raised more than $100,000, taking the coveted and symbolic top fundraising honor.
The city of New Orleans is known as a city for festivals, Mardi Gras. Why not take an event like this and show the world that not only can we socialize and party, but we can give back to the community?
Giving Hope NOLA's fundraising victory knocked the Kelly Gibson Foundation out of first place for the first time in 3 years.
But we wound up raising $75,000 for our foundation, so we're really excited. That was our goal. We hit our goal right on the number.
Kelly and Troy are friends and both wizards with people and making sales, and very competitive. There was a reason Kelly's foundation was on one corner of the expo and Troy's far away on the other corner.
I told Kelly, you know what? Second place is still not a bad place.
Well, Troy and I grew up together on the West Bank. This is the first time in his life he has ever beaten me at anything. But he did a hell of a job. I mean, he raised over $100,000, so my hat's off to him.
Race owner Ricky Thomas of Blue Runner Foods and race director Eric Stewart want the Classic to become a community, total charitable event. Schools, churches, more nonprofits getting involved, walking, jogging, running, whatever, with the proceeds going to the same schools, churches, and nonprofits that get involved.
This is really a great way for a company or an organization or whatever. Let's walk 6 miles together, go have a good party after, and raise some money for a great cause at the same time. I mean, it makes total sense.
I think this is going to be the next chapter of the race. But it gives us a real purpose for our soul to say we can wrap our arms around that and say we're doing really good for our own community.
So in that story, you saw the Run For It charity director, Hillary Landry. She's a mom, but she's also a runner. And on race day, what she does is she gets up when it's completely dark, and she's on the course first, but she runs it backwards from the finish to the start to make sure the cones are in place, the water stations are ready, that the course is perfect for the Crescent City Classic. That's the kind of dedication you get with the volunteers of the Crescent City Classic and the foundation and the Allstate Sugar Bowl. And I want to include 2 more examples of dedication, and I know there were many more out there. Participants who are not defined by their finishing times, but by their desire and sheer will to finish.
Good morning.
Former St. Tammany Deputy Mary Mayo joined the Color Guard to present the American flag before the race. In 2007, a tree fell on her patrol car as she and her fiancé led a funeral procession for another fallen officer. Her fiancé was killed instantly, and she paralyzed from the chest down. With some help from friends, she completed the race and did so with a broken bone in her leg. She's having surgically repaired tomorrow. Former Deputy Mayo provided the inspiration at the starting line. And retired Marine Nestor Jose Marina did so at the finish line, though few were around to see it, finishing his first Classic in 3 hours and 47 minutes.
Eye-opening. Keep my eyes.
In 2003, he says a drunk driver in California ran a red light and flipped his car 3 times. He suffered multiple broken bones and traumatic brain injury. 15 years later, walking unassisted remains a challenge, and the Marine who deployed to Iraq still wears a brace on his leg and foot. Yet the wounded warrior started the Classic, 6.2 miles, and battled it for nearly 4 hours, even falling a couple of times. But nothing would keep him from finishing, and stopping was not an option.
If you can do something, you do it, you finish it, no matter how you look pretty, ugly, no matter what. You finish it.
Nestor walked for the nonprofit group Bastion, a community of 19 double-family homes built on 5.5 acres in Gentilly. where veterans and their families are provided services, relationships, and support to regain their independence. But by the time Nestor finished, it wasn't just Bastian cheering him on. The NOPD was there. Strangers joined in to watch a veteran prove life goes on and never quit.
Every one of them was motivational. Every one of them. Very appreciated. Very appreciated.
Nestor is 40 years old, meaning he completed his first classic on the same day it was celebrating 40 years.
Wow, I didn't know that. Really? Wow. That put a smile on my face.
But not nearly as many as he provided for others.
That's where they're going to get the best view.
A jammed up schedule made it a challenge, but defending champ Jake Robertson was dedicated to return. And when he first hit Poydras Street, the cool air felt much better than last year's humidity. And you could sense something special was about to happen.
As long as I wake up feeling like a lot of energy and what I call pumped up, then I know I'm good to go.
And go he did, winning back-to-back with a time of 27 minutes and 28 seconds, completing the 10K 6.2 miles 24 seconds faster than he did last year. He set a current course record but missed the overall event record by only 18 seconds. But his time tied him with his twin brother Zane for the fastest 10K ever run by a New Zealander.
I think that's kind of more interesting than beating it. So I'm going to leave it tied for maybe another year and then come back and break it here again. I love being a part of this race, mainly because of the crowd, the people, the whole organization. They make me feel really welcome every year.
You'll be back next year?
Yeah, I'll be back.
On the women's side, Kenya's Monica Ngige won her first Crescent City Classic with a time of 32 minutes and 5 seconds. The victory special for the 24-year-old after finishing in the top 5 the last 2 years.
And the weather was good too. The course is pretty flat. I like it.
Patrick Okwan of beautiful River Ridge finished right behind Monica in 13th place overall, and his clock time of 32:12 captured the top local male honors. His personal record best day.
Moderate temperatures, good shade, not a whole lot of wind, good temperature. So that's a PR personal record kind of day. So you got to take advantage of those days when they come, especially here in New Orleans where it's warm all the time.
Entergy Group and Sugar Bowl president Rod West fired the gun to start the race, and as the local men left the stage, handed the top local female trophy to Rachel Paul. And 46-year-old Kevin Castile of Lafayette crossed the line in 6th place overall, and his time of 29:15 set a new Masters course and event record on a very fast day. So 40 years are in the books, but you got to be excited about what is going to be the next chapter for this race, a more charitable chapter, and if we can have weather like this every year, it's going to break records each year. Photographer, editor Tom Moore is going to send us out with some of the sights and sounds of the 40th anniversary All-State Sugar Bowl Crescent City Classic.
Every year, annual tradition for Easter. Yes, the whole family, strollers, kids, the family, everybody.
40 in a row.
We
ran this for all the people out there who can't run.
That's right.
I had a couple cramps and then I had stopped and stretched it out. It was hard, but I pushed through it.
I ran this race with this little baby. She slept most of the time.
Oh, my group, Get Kingston, it's a family organization. We motivate, people to be the healthiest them they can be.
1, 2, 3, go!
We finished in 95 minutes. Every year we're Easter Bunny.
I've been mortgaged for about 22 years now. My good friend Chopsley right here.
Oh, it's great. It was the most fun I've had in a long time.
Best race of the year. It's the biggest party. Any other race that says it's a bigger party is lying. 40 years is incredible.
Thank you very much.